Hi everyone, my name is Sima. Welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a Queer Eye update. If you don't know what that is, that's a series on my channel where I basically look at my life through the 5 pillars that they tackle on Queer Eye through each of the guys, and I sort of talk about what I've been able to accomplish in those areas over the course of the month and what I think I can do better going forward. So today is November 2nd and October was like rough. I've had like just like really bad mental health for the past like 2 months straight, I feel like. So that's been not ideal. And I think a lot of it has just been that I've been like really out of my routines and also just like, I don't know, it's just been like weird. So let's just get into it, starting off with Bobby. So Bobby is like the living situation, the house, the environment. So like I said last month, I did put up those posters, but the issue I've been running into this month is that they keep coming off the walls. Like I can't get them to stick. And I am not super sure what to do because I obviously don't want to like, they're not in frames that I can then like hook onto nails or anything. They're mostly like tacked up with like some sort of like stick, like poster tack, or I have a couple that have those like strips that are like sticky on both sides, but I got them from the dollar store, so it's entirely possible that the quality isn't as good. I was gonna get the like actual good like command strips from Staples, and then Staples was like closed when I went, and then I got tired of waiting, so I just like went to the dollar store and conceded defeat. So it's possible I should just like go and get the command strips, but they're like up now, and so I just keep pressing them back in when they start to peel off instead of like bringing them back down and improving that situation. But I'm gonna keep an eye on it. If it keeps getting annoying, I might have to just like change what I'm doing there. The other thing is, I know I've been saying forever that I want to do, or I want to start organizing my earrings and my scrunchies. I haven't done my scrunchies yet, but my earrings, I finally have like a little system for my earrings so I can take them out of the little baggies they've all been in and actually hang them up so I can like display them and then also like see them all at once, so that I want to like pick up hair to match an outfit. It's a little bit easier to kind of gauge what I have and then make a decision from there. So it's been really nice, and I was just really like looking at it because I just really love my earring collection. I have a lot of really cute earrings and really unique, like one-of-a-kind earrings, and so it's nice to have them all in one place to look at. The door boxes are still by the door. Still haven't tackled that. We're punting it for another month. I think generally I don't think I've had any tasks in TV in the month of October. Maybe I have, but if I have, I can't remember it at all. It's been like way too long, and like that's just like my fault. I'm kind of like a piece of shit, and my routine just is making it impossible. And I also just am like in a weird headspace where I feel like I'm just like constantly annoying my friends, so I don't even want to like reach out to be like, hey, are you free? I'm just kind of like, whatever. Like, even if they are free, they can probably spend that time doing other things. So I've just been kind of like putting it off. I feel like I didn't comment at all on the fact that I'm wearing a cloak, but I am in fact wearing a cloak and I'm having a good time with it. That's kind of it, honestly. Like there hasn't been a whole lot going on this month. I think my goals for the month going forward, obviously the boxes, but then also I kind of want to vacuum under the couch. I feel like there's a lot of dust and all dog hair under the couch that I just like ignore because I don't see it because it's under the couch, and I think I should probably get to that. And then I also, so there's this rug by the door. I've mentioned it before. It's designed for dogs, so it like kind of will like clean up some of the like dirt or mud or whatever on Luna's paws, or like dry them off if her paws are wet. But then it also just like catches a lot of like dust and dirt like just coming into the house, and so I finally took that off. Like I peeled it off because I tape it to the ground so it doesn't move when Luna comes in, because otherwise she like will move it around because she's so big. So I untaped it, shook it out, washed it, and now it's clean. I just have to like, it's been clean for like 2 weeks now, and I just have to like tape it back to the floor, and I haven't done that yet. So that's a goal for this month, is to tape that back on the floor, because it does do wonders in terms of keeping my floor clean when I bring Luna inside. Moving on to Antoni. So I got back into my routine a little bit, and then I went on my trip that I mentioned last month to Cornwall to visit my friend Becca, and then we had a good time there. We ate really good food. She made really good food. I didn't really do anything. I was just there. But and we ate a lot of really good snacks, and it was very indulgent and fun. But then I got back, so then I had to like go back into my routine, and I like have only just recently started getting back into the routine again after getting into it the first time. So I know I said last month I was thinking about doing a reset with some shakes for a couple days, and I didn't actually do that, but I do think actually this time I'm going to do it. I'm waiting for the leftover that I have in my fridge to run out, and the vegetables I have to run out, and then I think I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 days of just like a reset and then go back to like normal meals. What else? Oh, for Thanksgiving I made a bunch of Persian food that I've literally never in my life made, and I just like found recipes online and then made them and hoped for the best, and it kind of worked out to like varying degrees of success, to be honest with you. A lot of them are different from the things I've had growing up. Like the stew I made, I've only ever had it with chicken, and I have vegetarian roommates, so we made it with mushrooms this time, and the ratios I think came out okay though. Like it tasted really good. I fucked up the rice, which is so funny because I made a stew and I made a rice and I made a dessert, and of all those things the rice is definitely the easiest part, and that's the only part I fucked up. I think the rice came out, the stew came out great. The dessert came out pretty good considering it was my first time making it, and I know both of those dishes are like really fucking hard like to like nail, so I think they came out pretty solid considering. And then I fucked up the rice, which is like so stupid and so typical, but I still managed to eat most of the rice that I made, even though like it was like there were bits of it that were like the bottom was burned. I was trying to make crispy rice and I could not get the crisp factor, the temperature to pot to the whole ratio of the crispy rice was just like off. So I ended up burning it, but I didn't waste that much rice, which was good, but I didn't waste a lot of saffron, which fucking sucks because that shit is so expensive. Like I could hear like the phantom echoes of my ancestors like shaming me because of how much saffron I wasted. So we're not gonna talk about it, but otherwise it was like, considering it was like I'd never made those dishes before, I'm really happy with how they turned out. But the worst part is like I felt really bad about it like afterwards. Like I felt like such, I don't know, I am so just inherently like self-deprecating and paranoid all the time that like I always think everybody hates me. And so I was so sure my roommates like hated it and like would have preferred if I just like hadn't even bothered to make anything for Thanksgiving, or if I had like, I don't know, I just felt very irritating. And I know that's not true, and or maybe it is true, I actually don't know. I shouldn't think things about other people that I shouldn't cast their intentions like for them, but I feel like regardless, a couple of them said like they all said it was good, but I just like, I don't know, I always get into my own head that people are lying to me and think that I don't know, I just feel like a joke and that the universe is laughing at me all the time. And so as agents of the universe, I feel like other people are always also laughing at me, or at least like if they're not laughing at me, because laughing at me at least it means I'm like entertaining them in some way. I think I mostly think of myself as like an annoyance, and so if they're not like not laughing at me, they're definitely talking shit about me. So you know, that's on my brain really hating me. So it sounds like a mixed thing, because it was a really fun experience. It made me feel like closer to like my heritage, but it also like, again, I felt bad about it afterwards, so it was complicated. But I really enjoyed eating the food, and now I have pomegranate molasses in my fridge, which is like a bomb ingredient that I think everybody should always have. And I didn't really have an excuse to have it prior to this, but I'm glad I have it now, because I'm gonna keep putting that shit on chicken. I guess the only other thing is, so we had our summer farm share till now, and I think this month we're starting with the winter farm share, and that one we don't actually have to pick up, which is great. It just comes to our house. So I'm excited for our winter vegetables and to see what I get, and then what compels me to like what we get makes me want to make. And yeah, that's it. That's it for food. Moving on to Tan France. It finally is starting to feel like fall, like weather-wise. I've actually been able to wear like pants and boots and hoodies a couple days, but it also like went by in like a blink. Like I feel like it was like summer weather, summer weather, summer weather. We had like fall weather for like 2 days, and it was getting like really, really cold. And I know like places that are like only marginally more north than Toronto already have snow. And so I'm like, okay, great. We're doing our Canadian, like you get 2 days of fall and then it's fucking winter all over again, which like sucks. Cause now it's like I can wear my hoodies, but then I have to cover them up with a jacket. And I hate wearing winter jackets. Nothing gets on my nerves more than having to, not even like it's fine wearing them, but having to carry around a winter jacket. And that is what winter is. It's like you go places, you have to put on your jacket to like get places, and then you're in the place and you have to just carry your jacket around. And I don't want to do that. I don't fucking want to carry my jacket around. It's annoying, okay? I'm sorry, it's annoying. I hate fucking doing it. So yeah, I'm annoyed that it's getting cold so quickly, because like I want fall to last more than 2 days. But I am wringing every single last second of like sweater weather that I can out of the current juncture of time, and I'm hoping November will have mercy on me and give me at least like another 2 weeks of fall weather, please, before the first snow. Please, 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 I just want to wear sweaters. So yeah, I think I need to start planning. I guess like my fall and my like winter outfits are not gonna be all that much different, because again, I wear the same outfits, I'm gonna have a jacket in winter. But I should probably like find like my like winter hat and scarf and gloves. They're in storage somewhere probably. The other thing is, I mentioned last month that I was very stoked for Halloween, because I think Halloween is an integral fashion moment, and I'm very stoked to say that my outfits, like my costumes basically, both came out so much better. Like I knew they were gonna be good. They were even better than I could have, in my wildest dreams, like hypothesized that they would come out. Like I am so happy with how they turned out. Like fucking Gaston, I am like obsessed with the photos of myself as Gaston. Like I was Gaston, so I was Velma from Scooby-Doo as part of a group costume with my roommates. Luna was Scooby, obviously. And then for my own personal, like, so I've been Disney villains. This was my 4th year in a row being a Disney villain. And so I was Gaston from Beauty and the Beast this year. And oh my fucking God, when I tell you, I ate that shit up. Like I ate that costume. I loved it. It was so fun. I looked so good. The outfit was like, it was spot on perfect. Like it was so good. And I had blue color contacts in, and those were giving me like an insane complex. Like I feel really bad at like thinking, because I've always one of those people that like, because I think blue eyes and green eyes and just like light colored eyes are so pretty. I've always been like mad about myself for having brown eyes. And not mad at myself, but I was like wanted light eyes. And I finally got to the place where I was like I'd allowed like the like self-affirming like Tumblr PSAs of like brown eyes are so pretty, they're like molten pools of chocolate, they're like black holes, they're like they glow in the light. It's like all the like pro brown eyes like PSAs to make people with brown eyes feel better about having brown eyes. All those posts, I finally let them like absorb into me, and I like didn't have a complex about it anymore. I was like whatever, it's fine, I don't have brown, it's like my eyes are brown, cool, whatever. And then I put in blue color contacts because I wanted to be like it was a thing that didn't even matter to most people. Like, nobody else would notice. Like, my rings didn't know Gaston had blue eyes. I had to pull up a photo of Gaston to show them and be like, look, he has blue eyes. I swear I'm not making this up. But it was like important to me to be like as accurate as possible. So I was like, okay, color contacts, whatever. Don't like blind yourself, I guess, because like I didn't like go to an optometrist, which is like, I don't recommend that. Like, go to an optometrist. The only reason I felt like confident doing it is because I knew Primal makes pretty good contacts. And I'd also been like, I'd worn contacts very briefly as a 13, 14, I think I was probably 15, like a 14, 15-year-old. I'd worn them very briefly. So I had the familiarity of like how to put them in, how to take them out. I couldn't do it well. Like, it still took me like an hour. But I like kind of had the idea of like how do you put them in and what do they feel like when they're in correctly, and like all of that, and like how to take them out and like how to like care for them and like all the do's and don'ts. Like, I kind of had the frame of reference that I felt okay just like getting them online and not going back to an optometrist. But I put these in and I wanted to like date myself and then ruin my own life. Like, I wanted to like gaslight the shit out of myself, out of other people. I wanted to just be like such a mean, awful, sexy person. And it's like, I literally keep looking at the photos of myself with these eyes because they're making me crazy. Anyway, I'm having a complex about having blue eyes again, I'm sorry. But anyway, TLDR, fashion front, very fun. It's finally my season, it's finally my time to like shine. And I'm hoping it will continue into November and December and just like into the winter. Next is JVN, so Jonathan Van Ness. Continuing on the Halloween front, I did some like sick contouring for Gaston because I was like trying to like, I have obviously like a pretty round face and like a pretty like, it's round, it's like, it's got like, you know, cheeky. Gaston is very chiseled, he's like a dude, and he's also like a dude with like a very like square jaw, and like he's a butt chin, and like there are very specific like parts of Gaston that make him like look like Gaston. So I was trying to like contour myself into that, and like obviously like I didn't like do like miracle work, like I still look like me, but it actually like, it's like I think some of the best like real contour I've ever done in my life. Like, I did a practice run of my makeup for Velma and for Gaston, and the like practice makeup is on my channel, you can see it, and that came out okay. But I learned a bunch of lessons and I like applied that to actually like Halloween day of. And when I say my fucking execution on Halloween for Gaston, that contour was so good. I like tweaked the lip color to be like the exact lip color that I thought would work best. And then based on like, cause I thought the one I did my test video was a little too like brown, and this one was a little more like nude natural. And so I tweaked that, I tweaked the contour technique, I just like tweaked a bunch, and it came out so good. Like, it looks like the shadows look so nice in photos. I'm so happy with how it turned out. The butt chin turned out, like I was obviously never gonna give myself like the square jawline and like the sharp cheekbones, but the butt chin worked out beautifully. I'm so proud of that butt chin. Anyway, so yeah, the makeup was very fun. I've just been doing in general like a lot of, I didn't do a whole lot of makeup in October, but when I did do it, I was like very happy with it because I tried new products, or not new products, but I tried old products like again, and like kind of tested my techniques out with some of the old products that I haven't tried out in a really long time. The thing I've been really feeling is like I've been watching a lot of like just like big eyeliner videos for like kind of like, you know, the e-girl like really extravagant eyeliner, and I really want to do that again because I used to like do just like plain wings a lot, and I kind of fell out of it because I was just like, I never felt happy about my wing shape ever, and so it was a lot of effort for something I didn't think was gonna look good anyway. And so I kind of turned to more like just shadow and mascara, and now I'm kind of like swinging back, the pendulum is swinging back the other way where I miss doing liner, and I kind of want to experiment with these like really crazy big bat wings and like multiple spiky like looks that the TikTok girlies are doing these days, because like they look so cool, and I would like to try that out on myself because I really think the aesthetic like slaps on other people, and I would like to see if I feel the same way about how it would look on me. I did my brows last month I think, but I need to do them again. They're obviously looking very intense, as you, again, this is just, I shouldn't even mention the brows in the videos anymore because now that I can do it consistently, it's gonna be like an every month refrain of like, I did my brows, it was great, and now they're back and I have to do them again. So that is what's gonna be the situation going forward. I got a new conditioner that I haven't tried yet because I'm out of conditioner, and so I asked my friend Mickey to get me conditioner because she works in a hair salon, because she's a hairstylist. I feel like my instinct is always to say a hairdresser, but then I think she calls herself a stylist, so I don't know if that's the more correct terminology. I guess I think she's like dyes and stuff too. Like, I guess haircut implies that you only cut, whereas she does like a lot of things, right? She cuts, she dyes, she styles. So I guess that's the more correct terminology now that I'm thinking about it. Anyways, she's a hair gal. And so I was like, hey, do you have like conditioner that would work for me? And she brought me, anyway, she brought me conditioner. So I haven't tried it yet, but I'm excited for that because I'm super out of conditioner. The teeth brushing slump is like hashtag bad. It's like so bad. It's like, it was like good for a bit. And then the mental health got bad again. And now that's bad again. And then I also think I have to go to the dentist next week. And so I'm like very afraid of the judgment that will be rained upon me. It is what it is though. So I'm gonna try to fix that, but like it's bad again. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing to you guys. Like it's like I'm apologizing to like the void, but because I don't even know who's gonna watch this. But I am mad at myself for it. But it's one of those things where it's like I don't know. It's just hard sometimes, and I don't want it to be hard. Like I want it to be easy. It's a very easy thing to do. It should be like breathing. Like it should be automatic, but it's not, and I hate that it's not, and I want it to be, but it really feels like unbearable sometimes. And just to like end on like a not awful note, I went to the like Shoppers Drug Mart to get something for, I think it was a Halloween related. I think I was getting, what was I getting? I don't remember, but I had to go to Shoppers Drug Mart for some reason. And I happened to see that the color sprays were on sale. And so I got silver and I got purple. And purple just because purple, and I love purple, and silver because I've been really feeling like the Rogue from X-Men, Claire Saffitz, revived Wilbur from the Dream SMP, like dark hair with one like bright white gray silver streak thing really aggressively. And so I kind of was like, might as well just get silver and see what happens. So yeah, I have those. I haven't tried them yet, but maybe I'll do it in November to like make myself feel something. I put this cloak on to make myself feel something, and I think the power of just like looking cool and like you are not of this world can do wonders. So we're gonna see what happens. But I did get those. Cool, I think that's it for everybody else. We're gonna move on to Karamo. So he's like mental health and culture and social stuff and just like everything else. He really, like, I've said this in like every single video, but he really carries the burden of like the hardest parts, I feel like. No shit, everybody else does a great work too, but like Karamo I feel like has like a more, his role is so like nebulous and abstract, and he does so much. So anyway, yeah, I think I've made it clear in this video that the mental health train has been careening off a cliff a little bit. It's been bad. It's been like so hashtag bad that I don't know what to do about it. It's also like I've been going to therapy. Like I have been going to therapy. Can we not do this, please, Luna? I've been going to therapy. The hashtag problem with therapy. The problem with therapy is like we've almost been like digging into stuff that like I didn't realize was an issue. And so like it was like so repressed that it was like, I'm sure it affected me, but it didn't like actively affect me. Like it like subconsciously affected me. And now we've like opened like several Pandora's boxes that we can't like shut anymore. And there's just like shit, like monsters are like flying out and brewing everywhere. And I'm like I'm kind of like in hell actively. And it's very hard for me. it's like I used to be one of those kids that would like very confidently say that like I'd never really been bullied. Because I was like, okay, bullying to me is like in the TV shows, you like get constantly shoved into lockers and it's almost like a daily ritual, and there's almost always like a physical aspect to it. And it was like, for me, it was like kids said mean things to me and I never like, it was like whatever. And I didn't like, I always knew that they were stupid and wrong. So I was always like, okay, whatever, you're just like a dumbass racist, like who cares? And so I didn't think it affected me. And then now I'm like 26 and I'm like, oh shit, it did affect me. Which is so frustrating because like I really almost like I hate when other people talk about stuff from when they were like, okay, so I'm not gonna say that. That sounds like very broad. I hate when people who have like really privileged positions like and don't have anything to like self-oppress about will go back to like, I don't know, shit that happened to them in middle school and be like, well, because of X thing happened to me and it sucked. Because it's like a lot of the time it's like, for me, I'm kind of like middle school, I don't know any one person, I've never met a person in my life who like middle school was a great time for me. And so for me, complaining about like stuff that happened like to me in elementary and middle school is kind of like, wild, because I'm just like, it was not the shit for anybody, really, frankly. And so now I'm one of those people that's like complaining about it. I'm not actually, like, I'm still not complaining about it to people. I still feel weird doing that because again, it just sucked for everybody. But even talking about it in therapy, I'm just kind of like, I'm 26. Why am I not like why are we dwelling on things that happened when I was 8 years old? Like who gives a fuck? Like who gives a fuck? Apparently me. So anyway, therapy has been a wild ride. I'm feeling actively worse. But I'm hoping it's one of those things where it's like you have to go through the like really shitty parts before it like gets better. But it's been like rough. And the other thing too is I need to make some like burner social media accounts, because I like have always been like, to be honest with you, because I have like the journalism verification blue check mark on Twitter, and so like I've been trying to like use that account and like having everything under the same branding on other places so that hopefully they will see the blue check on the Twitter account, and like kind of like not to like use my like very professional job for like self promotional reasons, but I've been kind of trying to like use the Twitter checkmark for my own like personal benefit, whatever. But like, because it's like, yeah, the checkmark, but it's affiliated with my work. And my work is, generally speaking, like, I'm still pretty like casual on Twitter, but it's like, there are things you can't say when you're operating as a representative of a newspaper, right? So I kind of want to like just like burn our social media accounts. One, so I can just like say shit and not have anybody know it's me. And two, that I can just like, I feel like there are like, Tumblr is like my only like real like fandom space. I've been kind of like, I kind of like vaguely will like dabble in like talking about fandom stuff on like other platforms that are under my own name, but I never let myself go like full unhinged the way I do on Tumblr. But because Tumblr is kind of like hashtag not so super populated as a website anymore, as I move through to new fandoms, it's like really hard to find people to talk about those things, because all my mutuals on Tumblr are like people I made in fandoms like 7 fandoms ago, and so we're all kind of like doing our own thing now, and we're also friends, but it's like I don't know anyone to actually like do the fandom thing with. And I kind of want to make some burner accounts because I feel like everybody now does their fandom shit on like Twitter or TikTok. I'm obviously not gonna do it on TikTok because TikTok is, again, it's under your own face, and I think that's bold. But I think I made like a burner Twitter account and then like went and found some people that like liked the shit I did. I don't know, maybe I could talk about it with people and feel better and be a little bit crazy, and then also just like make my crazy like unhinged like personal posts in a place where nobody can see them, because I feel like sometimes I just want to say things, and I say them on Tumblr a lot, but I know real life people who know my Tumblr. And they're people I trust to like not like send it to my employer or whatever. Not that it's anything bad, it's just like it's embarrassing. And some of it's very dramatic and kind of hashtag concerning. And so I obviously don't want people who like know me to see those things, because it's like, you sometimes just gotta vent, and it's nice to yell into the void of strangers. I know I've been thinking about making like burner social media accounts, but then I'm also like, is that worse? I already spent so much time on social media, do I want to make that worse? So anyway, my mental health has been bad. Those are thoughts that have been percolating. I think part of it is, like I said, my routines have been super skewed. Like I have no, like before I got my new job, I had, I think 3 or 4 weekly things that were like happened every week. And I think currently, as it stands, I have 0. And I think that's been bad. And then I just think my general like routines being disrupted has been bad, because my schedule, like it's not wildly different every week, but it moves around enough that it makes it really hard to like schedule anything in advance. And then also for like, I know I mentioned last time that I've been thinking about classes, it makes it really hard to find a class that you can actually go to, because my schedule's moving around, so I don't have like a consistent day off or a consistent, I can't always be like I'm free at like noon, because sometimes I'll be starting at like 2, and then if my class ends at 1, then I don't know if I'd get back in time, etc, etc. So it's the kind of thing where it's like, it makes it really hard to plan shit. And I'm sure if I like was like, hey, I need X day and time off consistently every week, can we do that? I'm sure it would like happen, but like I would have to come with like an already made plan, and it's one of those things where it makes it hard to find like a thing I really, really want to do, knowing that I can't guarantee I'll have the time off, but then also I can't guarantee I'll have the time off without having a thing I really, really want to do, and it's just this weird thing where it's kind of complicated to navigate. Another thing that's been on my mind is I've had this list of people that I've been needing to contact, either by phone or by email, for like months, and it just keeps getting longer because I keep putting it off, because again, just the idea of doing it. It would take me like, to contact all of these people, not just one, to contact all of them would probably take me less than an hour, but the idea of doing it just fills me with such an intense, like bone deep dread. And it's literally just anxiety. Like it's not like I'm sure it'll be fine. Like I have to contact Luna's dog class. I've been meaning to contact Luna's dog class for like, I'm not joking, like 8 months I've needed to send this email. And the longer it goes on, the less likely it is for them to actually like be able to say yes to my request or my like question, you know, like the more time goes by, the less likely it is for them to actually be able to help me. And I still haven't been able to send that email. There are 2 emails that I have to answer that were sent to me, I feel like in September, that I haven't replied to yet. I've been needing to call my doctor for at least a month to book an appointment, because I think my hormones are like really fucking fucked up right now, just based on like some acne that's been going on, some of the hair that's been growing out of my neck. It's just been like, I know my PCOS is like, she's not having a good time, and I think I need to be back on my meds. But even if I'm not, I need to like get my shit checked. But I haven't been able, I just like have not called my doctor. Grad school, I've been needing to send some grad school emails again, like for like 4 months now, I think probably. Still haven't sent them because I'm a piece of shit. And this one's more recent, but I think I've been kind of the past like month or so, I've been like, I need to ask, because I can't talk to, I don't have access to our landlord directly, but I need to like talk to my roommates and ask them to maybe ask our landlord to come check out the fridge downstairs, because it's covered in mold on the sides. I think it's mold. It's like black stuff on the sides of like the fridge, and so I think it's mold, and if it is mold, they need to fix that. And then also the fridge itself like is pretty broken. Like it's like stuff won't stay frozen in the freezer unless I like dialed up the temperature so severely that it freezes stuff in the fridge too. So it's like, I don't know, it's a whole situation, but it's like, again, I don't want to, I feel it's such a huge annoying burden, so I don't want to bug them to bug the landlord, but then it's like, you literally pay money to live here. And so the landlord needs to do stuff. And so it's just like it's a whole thing, basically. I'm losing my mind. My trip, so I started out the last month, I went on a trip to Cornwall to see my friend in October. And that was fun. It was like 5 days or so. But it was one of those things where it was like, it was really fun, but then I also felt like a piece of shit the whole time because I was kind of sitting there like, you don't deserve the kindness that this person is putting towards you. And I know if she were or is listening to this, she would like disagree with me. But it's almost like I feel like it's like I know she would disagree with me because I don't think she thinks I don't deserve it. But it's like I know she could do better, if that makes sense. It's one of those things where I have like imposter syndrome in terms of just like being someone's friend. Like I don't think people should be my friend because I think they have better options. And so it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, well, you're clearly underappreciated by your peers because if you had options, you would see that like I'm not a person you should be investing this much energy into. And then I also was just like very, like again, mental health in the ringer. So I just like felt like I was like in a very bad mood, especially like the last like day there. I just was like so, just like sad. I was so sad and so dejected. I just didn't feel like I was good company. And I feel like that way a lot. Like I just don't think I'm very interesting to be around. I think I used to be. I feel like the last time, and I'm only talking about this because like I talked about it with my therapist, and now that I've said it in therapy, I kind of feel like it's true. But I feel like the last time I felt like people should want to be my friend was when I was like in first grade fully. Like it's been like that long. So things that I didn't recognize until really recently that are fucking me up real bad. Hi, my dog is being so whiny. Why are you being so whiny? It's so late. Why are you mad? Let it go. Let it go. I feel like I've just cried so much this month. Like I think I've cried more this month than I have like in the 2 years prior to this month. Because I've just been like, yeah, I've just been crying a lot. And it's been like, I don't like it. I don't love it. I really hate it. Because I used to like, okay, this is the thing. I used to cry all the time as a kid. Like I used to cry at the drop of a hat. And it was one of those things where like I was like made fun of a lot by like people, by like not like made fun of my parents. My parents were very much always like, you know, like suck it up, like you're like crying about it, like literally everything, like why are you crying about this? And so it was one of those things where I like felt like I hated how much I cried, and I hated how like easy it was to get me to burst into tears. I felt like I cried way later in the game than like everybody else stopped. Like everybody else would cry at the drop of a hat in elementary school, and I feel like I was still like crying at the drop of a hat well into like early high school, like definitely grade 9. And so it was one of those things where like, yeah, I just cried at fucking everything. And so I finally got it under wraps enough that like I just stopped crying. Like I don't know what shifted. I think I just like became numb to things and just like gained the ability to like have shit happen and then just be like, guess this is the mood for today. I guess shit is happening yet again. And it's like I gained the ability to not cry at the drop of a hat. And I was so fucking relieved because it is so embarrassing when you cry at the drop of a hat, because it's the worst. It's so the worst. And like I still hate that feeling of like not having control over it. Like it just comes. And so that has been happening a lot this month, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It makes me feel like I'm like a child again, and I really hate it. But it has happened so many times. Okay, let's talk about things that have been good. I got into a lot of things this month, and they have been making me happy. I was kind of embarrassed with the Minecraft YouTube thing last month, but I'm not anymore, okay? Like, I think it's fun, okay? I think it's fucking swell. I think these boys, and a couple girls, I keep saying boys because most of them are guys, but they're just fun, okay? I think they're like a swell little group of friends, and I have a lot of fun with them, and I'm like literally like hashtag in love with Wilbur Soot. And I don't care, you know? I don't care. It makes me happy. I'm gonna let it let it make me happy because like nothing else does. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up with the lore, which is kind of hard because there's so much of it. But I actually caught my first like live lore stream today with Boomer and Sam and Hannah Rose. So that was kind of cool. It was pretty short, but I've never caught lore live before, so that was fun. The other thing I got into this month, obviously we marathoned X-Men at Becca, so that was very fun. The X-Men are fucking dope. I'd seen like a couple of the X-Men. I'd seen like 1 or 2 of the original trilogy, and then I'd seen like First Class and Days of Future Past, and then not Apocalypse. So getting to see like the whole like those 6 movies all together was great. I had a very good time with it. Sorry if you can hear the crunching in the background. It's my dog crunching on a bone. What else? I watched Venom 2, which is like the most movie of all time. Like it's a bad movie in the best way possible. It's so good. It's so phenomenally good. I would watch it 100 more times. I loved it so much. Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds, also the most movie of all time. No other movies exist. It was so well done, so funny. I love Ryan Reynolds. The other thing I got into is Critical Role finally started their 3rd campaign, and so I've actually been following that from the beginning for once, and I'm hoping that I can keep following it and I don't lose steam the way I did. Cause I started like Critical Campaign 2 from the beginning as well. And then I like 3 or 4 episodes in like lost steam in terms of catching up because they're pretty long episodes. So I'm hoping this time around I can actually like stick to it and stick to the week to week thing. So far I have to finish the 2nd episode. I'm like halfway through it. And then I think on Friday I'm going over to my friend Brown's house and we're gonna watch the 3rd episode. So should be okay. Should be good. The other thing is, I know I said last month I was thinking about doing NaNoWriMo, and I said if I wanted to do it, I would have to do like a lot of prep. I didn't really do any of the prep, but I did write a really, really rough outline, and I actually started it. Day 2 is down, and I'm actually ahead of my like project, like the word count you're supposed to be at for day 2, because I think with Nano, if you want to hit the 50,000 words by the end of the month, you have to write, it's 1,667 words a day, and I am over that, like by a lot. Like I should be like around a little over 3,000 by now, and I'm like, oh, I think I'm closer to 4,000 than I am 3,000. So it's going well so far. We'll see if I can keep it going. I have a tendency to lose steam, as we've established on this channel several times before. So I'm hoping I can keep it going. We'll see. I haven't been writing in chronological order. I've been trying to get out the scenes that I have in my head first, and then I can go back and connect things based on my outline. But I think if I start with the scenes that I think are easy to write and then get a good chunk of the word count out on scenes that I already have in my head, it should be easier to get me over the finish line. It's very self-indulgent. It's so, the whole idea is so self-indulgent, and I think that makes it easier. It's really bad to write though. Like it's like you can tell how rusty my fiction writing gears are. It's like I can feel like, you know when you turn something that hasn't been oiled in like forever and it's like metal and it like squeaks? That's what like me writing fiction feels like. Like every 2 words I have to stop because I'm like, how do words work? And I feel like I keep falling back on the same like 3 phrases because I've like forgotten how language works. So it's really rough. I'm trying to draw inspiration from a lot of the good stuff I've been reading this month, because I've been reading a lot of fan fiction, which is another thing I haven't done in like forever. Like because I really only read fanfic when I first get into a fandom, and then like as my like interest kind of fizzles out, my drive to read fanfic also fizzles out. And so I haven't like really hyper fixated properly on something in a really, really long time, but I finally read Passerine, which is like, no joke, I'm like contemplating, me and my friend Nate both read it, I'm contemplating really strongly getting it like printed out, because that fic made me bawl. Like I can, like fanfiction has made me, like just in general, I don't cry super easily at like media. Like there's a lot of things that like emotionally like devastate me, but they will not make me cry. Fic has made me cry maybe like 3 times collectively. One was a 5 sauce fic that like just like was so bittersweet that I was just bawling my eyes out at the end. And it was so funny too, because it wasn't even like a ship that I shipped, like it fully wasn't, but just the way it was written killed me. Same thing with Passerine. Passerine wasn't even like a ship fic. It was fully just like a gen adventure canon divergent type of scenario. Not even divergent, just like, I can't even explain to you how it was related to the canon, but it was just like so, it was gen and it was like family oriented. It was just so well executed. It like made me cry so hard. Like I cried like at like 3 different chapters, but like the last one, especially at the very end, I was just like bawling. It was so bad, but it was like, it was beautiful. Like fully, like if you change the names in that fic, and you could sell it as original fiction, and I think it would do like really well, because it was just so good. And it's also not like overwhelmingly long. Like it was a very manageable, like I think like less than 80,000 words, which I think for like a long fic that has like world building and stuff is so doable. But like reading stuff like that has really made me want to, I don't know, write again. Like not like that, like not of that caliber, because like Kyle, who wrote it, is like a visionary. But it definitely made me like remember how fiction works, if that makes sense. Like the thing they do in journalism school is they really like beat out your ability to write like nice, like flowery, I guess, fiction, descriptive, because it's all about like getting the most information out in the least amount of words as possible, and so you don't have a lot of room to be creative with it. And I feel like I'm trying to flex muscles that have very much like atrophied away, but I'm hoping this will help with that. But it's been very rough. Saying this as someone who's only done 2 days of it, it's brutal. It's pretty bad. I feel like I'm going, if I finish the 50,000 words even, I'm gonna look back on like whatever on November 1st, November 2nd, and be like, wow, my God, you did not know how the English language works, which is correct. I literally don't know. It's rough. It's so rough out there. What else do I want to do? I said I was gonna start working out again. I still haven't done that. It is my goal for November to actually start that again, because I think it would be good for me. I have decided, I think definitively, because my fit on streaks are broken with all my achievements and stuff, I think I am going to get centered, just because I think overall I liked it more, just because it has like those recipes that looked really good. I found that the workouts to be like, I could weasel out of them less. Like I think with Fit On it was really easy to just do like a 5-minute like workout and then like be like done for the day. I liked the sleep visualizations and the meditation stuff. I just liked how well-rounded it was. And I'm sure Fit On will probably have that too if I like paid out for the whole app. But just like the way I'm feeling right now, I feel like I should just like commit to paying the money for Center, and then hopefully the money itself will also act as like a push to like actually open the app and use it. So I haven't bought it yet. I'm either gonna buy it in November or maybe in December. I'm kind of trying to pay down some of my credit card stuff that I built up in preparation for Halloween over October. So I'm trying to pay off some stuff, and then I'm going to, once I have it all paid off, get Center subscription, I think. I know I said last month that I was looking at classes, and then I said earlier that it's hard because again I don't have definitive times and they also cost a lot of money, but I've actually been looking at classes on the TDSB website, so the Toronto District School Board website. They have a lot of adult classes, and I think getting in for like any of the fall ones is probably already over, but I looked at their fall catalog and they had like, so many options I didn't even realize were like available, and the prices were pretty much like, it wasn't like free or cheap, but it was like definitely like half the price of like getting those classes from like just like a private place would be. So I'm kind of compelled. I'm gonna like keep an eye out for whatever their like spring programming is, or I don't know if they're doing winter, if it's like fall and spring, or if it's fall, winter, spring, summer, but whenever their next batch of like programming comes out, I'm gonna try to actually like, maybe get into a class or two, because they had a lot of really interesting looking options. I think there was like a beginner sewing one that looked really interesting, and my mom said I could probably borrow her sewing machine if I wanted to do that, so that would be cool. I think the only other thing I want to talk about that I've been thinking about a lot and that's been on my mind is like my like social media presence as it is. YouTube is one of those things where I love YouTube. Like I've always loved watching it. It's been like a major part of my life, like for like over a decade. But making videos, it's hard because it's like making YouTube videos, I think more so than any other kind of social media, requires a lot of effort because of how time consuming it is. And it's also, unless you like actually make it, it's like very little reward, right? You don't get engagement, you don't get comments, you don't really get like anyone talking to you, and it requires so much effort. Like it's so time consuming. Like making a video, uploading a video, it takes forever. Editing a video, and I love the making video parts. I am not the biggest fan of editing. I fucking hate editing, I'll be honest with you. I really don't like it. And so I think it's mostly because I don't like listening to myself speak. And so like, considering the amount of time and effort it takes to make a YouTube video, and then seeing how many like views comparatively a YouTube video makes, versus like, I finally made a TikTok account and I've only posted 4 videos on it, but like one of my first video got like almost 800 views. And I haven't had any of the 4 videos. One of them has like 500 and the other 2 are both over 100. Like not one video has gone under 100 views. And I think part of that is just because TikTok inherently, the way it's designed as a platform, is that like will push content onto people's For You pages. And like obviously stuff goes viral on TikTok, but also like even if you're a nobody, even if you have like no engagement whatsoever, even if your video has like one like or like 10 views, it'll still be pushed onto some people's For You pages, and so it will get in some capacity, you will see something in the numbers that will make you feel less like you were yelling into the void. And then also on the flip side, even if it didn't, like me making a TikTok video takes like 2 minutes. Me making a YouTube video, like from filming to editing to uploading, it takes me like 10 hours minimum. And so it's really hard to like, I don't know, it's as much as I love YouTube, and as much as like YouTube is like, if I had to pick a platform to want to like succeed on, YouTube is the one. Like I love YouTube so much, and I love YouTube videos, and I spend so much time watching YouTube videos. It's really hard to like justify the amount of effort and time it takes to make a YouTube video when I could get so much more engagement with so little effort on TikTok, and then like also feel like I'm not yelling into the void. Because as much as I say this is for me, a lot of the same benefits that I get making YouTube videos, like feeling comfortable talking on camera, feeling comfortable looking at myself, editing myself, I can get a lot of those things much easier on TikTok. And then also feel like it's not like pointless, you know? So like it's like, yeah, it's not about the views or like making a career or anything out of it, but I also feel like in a lot of ways the initial reasons I started my YouTube channel back when I didn't care about those things at all, I already like I've gotten those things out of it at this point. And so it's like now it's kind of like I don't feel like, if I don't feel like there's any reason to stick to a schedule, then it's like, why would I keep uploading once a week when I could upload twice a month and then make those videos better, but then also like save myself a lot of time and energy? Because like the thing is, I like will pull all-nighters to make sure my YouTube videos go out on Wednesdays like they're supposed to. And it's like, I don't mind doing that, but I could also like not pull all-nighters and get enough sleep and then just space out my editing a little bit more and then just do less of it, because it's not like, it's like the once a week thing is because YouTube really prioritizes like if you have a consistent upload schedule, it is more likely to push you into the algorithm. But because it's already not pushing me into the algorithm, like there's no reason for me to uphold like a consistent upload schedule. Like I could just like do fewer videos that I feel better about and like stress myself out less. So I don't know, it's like I'm not gonna stop my once a week uploading for now, but it's one of those things that I'm really thinking about where I'm like it was kind of upsetting how easy it was to get engagement on TikTok. Like it really was. Like I've just posted 4 random sporadic instinctive videos, like not planned at all, not super, like I didn't really care about the execution, because again, like TikTok was one of those things where I'm just kind of like there because everyone else is there, but because part of the inherent nature of TikTok makes me cringe a little bit, so I don't even feel like compelled to post like every single day or whatever. But seeing how easy it was to get people to see your videos like kind of upset me and kind of makes me like look at YouTube in a way where I'm like, wait, why am I spending 40 hours a month minimum on this? Like what is the reason, you know? So anyway, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm also like, I know I mentioned last month that I was thinking about Twitch. I said that wasn't a long-term, like it was like a long-term thing where I was gonna really think about Twitch, but like my friend Mickey, who does Twitch, her Twitch channel is Big Ed Cosplays. Check her out, she's great. She like really like encouraged me. She like went and like made my whole account and then like, not made it, she like, because I had a Twitch account, but it was just like a burner like username that I used on like Neopets and a couple other websites, and she changed it to be like my name, so it matches all my other social media. And then she like helped me like set up stuff and like explain me how stuff works on her like account, and like giving like recommendations and stuff. And she like even the other day like, had me on her stream as like a little guest, a little feature, and we played GeoGuessr and it was really fun. And yeah, it was just like, I don't know, and she really pushed me to actually like not just like be like this is an abstract future thing, but just like be like fuck it and do it now. And so I'm kind of really contemplating doing that, because again it would give me all the things I like about YouTube, which is talking to myself for like an hour, 2 hours even, but without the pressure of then having to edit, which I fucking hate. And then hopefully also because of the way the live aspect of Twitch, I can actually like talk to people. Even if it's just someone who stops by for like 2 minutes, I'd be like, okay, it is what it is, cool, hello. And so I don't know, it would feel less, again, it would be like less time consuming, but it would also, I feel like, feel more rewarding. So I don't know, I haven't changed anything about what I'm doing social media wise currently, but I'm thinking strongly about it. Either way though, I feel like anything would have to happen after Nanowrimo, because I cannot possibly start a Twitch channel and then stream multiple times a week and also be writing as much as I would need to do every week for Nanowrimo. So I think the Twitch thing is probably not gonna happen till December at the very earliest, and even then optimistic, but I'm just thinking about stuff. That's all. I'm rambling. I need to edit. It's very late. One of my goals for November, I need to fix my routines. That's a big one. Fix my food, fix my working out, fix my socialization, try to like not fix it because obviously you can't fix it, but just like increase the health of my mental, you know? I'm so sad and I want to not be sad. I want to feel things. It's not even like sad, but it's like sad, like numb, annoying, irritating. Do Nanowrimo, obviously that's a big one. Just finish Nanowrimo. I need to tidy. I need to clean the shit out of the house. There's a lot of things I need to clean. And then also the long-term things like the under the couch, putting the rug down, emptying those boxes. I said last month that I wanted to get a lighter and then I forgot, so I haven't gotten a lighter yet, but I do want to get a lighter so I can light some candles because I love candles. And yeah, I guess just keep figuring out what I want to do with like Twitch and social media at large, just really interrogate that. I think that's it. If any of that was interesting, or I don't know, you like listening to me manically vent about my life, please hit the like button. I'd really appreciate that. If you want to follow me on other social media platforms, you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram and on TikTok. And if you want to catch up with me next week, I post new videos every Wednesday, so please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys all then. Bye!